Guys, we got a treat for you here today. This is a 1968 Harley-Davidson Sprint. Billy Blythe's going to give us a demo on it. This is a particularly stunning machine right here. It's had a frame-off resto. But before we tell you all about that, Billy's going to show us a cold start routine. Stone cold.
All right. Fuel on. Switches on.
Oh yeah. Sounds good. Wow. This is one of the nicest running vintage Armakis we've had because it's had a complete, comprehensive frame-up restoration. Mechanically and cosmetically, it's essentially a brand new motorcycle, completely rebuilt. Sounds awesome. Sounds like a little road racer. Sounds freaking awesome.
Baby, this thing runs beautiful.
Looks the part too. Sounds really strong.
Really strong. Crisp.
Nice 4-stroke thumper. Rips. Profile of this thing is just badass. What a cool machine.
Super.
1968. So how old does that make it?
Oh my God. Well, that's 55 years old.
Wow. 55 years old, and it's essentially a brand new bike. How did that happen? Well, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. This has been on display at the museum here for coming up on 4 years. And prior to it being parked in the museum, it was given a comprehensive full frame off mechanical and cosmetic restoration. I guess I'll start with the mechanical first. The bike was stripped right down to the frame, which was painted the correct semi-gloss factory paint on the frame. The tins were given a really cool, on the new bikes they call this a denim finish, and 2 silver racing stripes. So all the tins on the bike were completely refinished, finished in this beautiful paint scheme here, black with the silver and white, and it has the chrome tank decals. The Sprint logos on the side. I'll open these boxes for you because it's remarkable how clean and nice the inside of this is, as you'd expect for a full frame off resto. The wheels were restored. The wheels were powder coated black along with the spokes. The brakes were completely rebuilt. The brakes are awesome. You can see the backing was polished. New sprocket, new chain, brand new set of performance shocks, completely gone through. New peg rubbers, brand new tires, front and rear, brand new tubes, front and rear. The engine cases were completely stripped down to the engine cases. Everything was rebuilt, new piston, new rings, valves were redone, new clutch, the transmission was gone through. It runs and rides like a brand new motorcycle. Carbs completely rebuilt. Everything works as you'd expect, like brand new. The forks were completely rebuilt, new fork boots, they were polished, all new cables, all new wiring. Everything is like brand new. The bars are new, the grips are new, the mirror is new, the clutch and brake lever are brand new. Now ask yourself, if you're gonna pick up your average 68 Harley-Davidson SS250 off of Craigslist or Facebook for a decent runner for $3,500, what would it cost to turn it into this? Well, I can tell you, any reputable shop that does this level of frame-off restoration is gonna charge $100 to $120 an hour, and you're looking at about 100 hours labor to completely dismantle this bike to the last nut and bolt and do a frame-off restoration. Then there's a powder coating and the paint. In other words, it's gonna cost you to duplicate this more, substantially more than you could buy this bike for. And it runs as good as it looks, which is spectacular. This is a museum quality frame up Resto-Mod, I'll call it, because it is modified a little bit. I'll let Billy speak to that. Has the custom exhaust, the paint job, the Ale Verde tank, if I didn't murder that. New seat cover. Billy is I'll say he's our resident expert on these bikes. So I knew about the restoration. I'll let him tell you about the rest of it. You can see new fuel petcock, new fuel lines, brand new battery. The tank, since it was in a 4-year slumber here at the museum, we did have to rinse it and clean the tank out, rebuild the carburetor, make sure the float bowl and everything was clean in there. We put a new fuel petcock, fuel lines, and a new battery in it and changed the oil. Other than that, everything was already done, including the new megaphone exhaust. Just a spectacular example. If you go online and punch in Aramaki SS250 or SX250 or 350, you'll probably see that our shop has, in our last name, Kaplan, we literally have had dozens and dozens of these over the years. This is the best running one of any of the ones we've had, and in my opinion, one of the coolest looking setups. Just the profile on it. It has a very aggressive look to it, which lends itself to the cafe racer style with just the whole way it's set up. Billy, what do you tell us your thoughts about how this bike runs and a little bit about this motorcycle?
Well, Ken, with a cold start, remarkable, stone cold, I think it was first or second kick, it fired right over and idles right away. So this bike is properly sorted. Ignition timing is right, the carburation is right. It's got the original air filter on it here that you're right near, and all that stuff goes in harmony. That's a shield for the air filter. The air filter goes up under the tank.
Brand new element with the original filter casing.
That's right. It's really cool. In riding this bike, it feels exactly like my own, and I've spent a lot of hours in the saddle on my Sprint H, which is a 67. A little different engine configuration. This one has the finned head. Mine has what they call a knucklehead, where everything is exposed. That was the last year of it. This was an improvement. This is a 4-speed. 250cc to the best of my knowledge, exactly like mine. All the same cycle components, like Ken was mentioning, the rear shocks. Ken, those are awesome rear shocks, and those are exact replicas of the stock.
Yep, they're brand new.
This from the factory. Harley didn't pull any punches with these things. They went all the way. Their company Aramaki that they owned over 50% interest in Italy, they were an aircraft company that got penalties from World War II. They were into motorcycle and small bike manufacturing back in the 50s. Harley bought 50% interest, and then they showered the market with these beautiful little single-cylinder, horizontal single-cylinder, low center of gravity, 125, 175, 250s. They put all the best components on. One thing is the Seriani forks. Those are beautiful forks, and you'll find those on a lot of upgraded racing bikes of the period. And the Gramica brakes, that is a perfect complement to those forks. Those Gramicas, honestly, from high-speed work on mine, I'm talking 80, 90 miles an hour or 85. It'll stop quickly. So it's a very safe machine to ride, very easy to ride. And you can see that I'm absolutely enjoying myself riding this bike around. Just little tight turns inside the driveway here. Left, right, feet on the pegs, just chuffing along. But it's a very spirited ride. I did have a lot of experience with mine dragging the foot pegs. Put a nice new pair of tires like this bike has on it, and you can lay it over and drag the pegs. It's a racing bike. The fuel tank, as you're mentioning, Ken, I believe is an Ale Verde. And this has a unique shape. It looks like a road racer tank. The Sprint had a rounder tank on it. but I believe that's an upgrade and a proper period one. It's a larger capacity and has a much greater artistic shape to it, like the Italians love their curvy gas tanks. And the short rear fender, that is also an Ala Verde part. My Sprint H has a longer fender that goes down a little further, and it looks kind of dorky. This really looks like a Restomod, like you were saying.
Like a cafe racer almost.
Yeah, it has that cafe look about it. I love the downdraft carburetor with the side bowl. That's really kind of cool.
Little two-stroke action. GT400.
Right on.
Just another Monday at the museum.
Another glorious Monday at the museum. Yeah, the part of the charm of this bike is the fact that it shifts on the right foot, as you're saying, first up and the rest down. That takes a little getting used to, but it actually, whatever bike you get on, once you get used to it, your pathways to the brain bring you right back to where you should be. So,
see how new these tires are? That's the amount of time that's been put on this frame off restoration. Less than 25 miles. Has a nice gold chain on it also. The lights everything's well sorted on it and looks like new. All the hardware is new or original, restored. There's not a component on this bike that hasn't been giving a lot of attention to detail. And when I said 100 hours, that's a bare minimum to do a full frame off comprehensive restoration like this. Let's not forget the time in chasing down parts and everything else. Really cool speedometer on this thing.
Yeah, the needle goes backwards. It's kind of freaky. It's kind of cool to see.
It is awesome.
Yep, goes down instead of up. This bike, I think it's relatively easy to make them look good and get them that way cosmetically, but to get it sorted mechanically and have it run as nice as this one does, where everything's adjusted properly, you know, that's the final bit of a restoration project. Is
that's
to
where
get
the
it
magic
sorted.
is.
That's where the magic is. Yeah, the last 10% is the hard 10%. This bike has that already done to it. It's a turnkey operation, really.
Guys, if you're looking for the nicest Aramaki we've ever had come through the shop, when I say nicest, the best running, most well sorted with the best shocks. This is Sari Henny forks that rebuilt, sticky, modern tires. They still have the hairy nubs on them. That's ready to ride to the beach or anywhere you want to go. You could take this on the racetrack for Arma. It's ready to go out on a track just like it is now. The performance is on point. It needs no tuning, it needs no fiddling. It's not like that Craigslist just needs a carb clean turd that you're going to bring home and drive yourself crazy for years. This is a world-class restoration, a world-class Restomod, and it runs like a factory race bike would. It runs perfectly.
Right, and indeed, you know, to keep it in this condition, you need a basic set of mechanical skills if you're going to ride it long distances, which I would. This is the kind of bike I would get on and ride to New Hampshire or to the beach today. It's a very charming motorcycle to ride, and it's got that enhanced rider experience that I love so much. It's, you know, it's a tiny bike with a great big heart. Fantastic machine.
And easy to work on. You don't have to, there's no 4 cylinders, no 4 carbs.
That's right.
It's not like taking a CB750, you got to be a magician to do the carbs. This is about as simple of a motorcycle as you could possibly. The only thing that'd be simpler than this would be like a 100cc two-stroke.
Yeah, exactly, you know, right. Yeah,
It's a very, very simple machine.
But by design, Ken, push rod overhead valve, it doesn't get any simpler than that. There's no complicated overhead cam, chain, or gears to worry about. It's you know, very simple and very robust. I've literally ridden mine hard enough that I was able to get 85 miles an hour out of it.
I was with you. We took a ride to Hartford with about 100 bikes on a trip to the Capitol for a helmet law protest we were going to, and you kept right up. We were flying 80, 85 miles an hour, and you were right there with us.
Nobody had to wait for me, but you know, they're not made to run that way in a sustained speed, but they'll take it. They're overbuilt. This engine is overbuilt. I've had mine apart, and to see it inside, the Italians like to have the beauty of their engines on the inside, not so much on the outside.
Yeah.
So.
Well, guys, if you have any questions about this stunning classic, give us a call, 860-454-7024. It'll be going across the bridge to the 3rd floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum, where it'll be on display if you want to come take a look at it. This is a no excuses machine, ready to go, thoroughly tuned, thoroughly dialed in, and ready for another 50, how many years?
Yeah, 55 years, yeah, for sure.
you and I'll be long gone in 55 years. I hate to say it, I'm 58. That'd be 111. Right. I don't think I'll make it that long. So it's safe to say this one's going to survive. If you're looking for an investment quality classic to add to your collection, I can't think of a more fun bike than this little Harley-Davidson Ala Verde Cafe Racer. Thanks for watching, everybody, and God bless America.